this is so far beyond the pale of what we ought to expect from a presidential candidate, but it did happen 11 years ago. Is this going to cost him evangelical votes or women's votes, or just what was your initial? I was appalled and offended by his remarks. What about you?
Of course, they're appalling. There's no defending them. They're horrific. But I am more offended by what Hillary has done than what Donald Trump has said. And we got to keep in mind, this is over a decade ago, and he was a carnal man. If what Dr. Dobson says is true, that he is a baby Christian, that he has made a conversion to become a Christian, to surrender his life to Jesus Christ, then who among us is without sin? Who among us doesn't have something off record that we wouldn't want to be to broadcast on all the networks? Look. It's a carnal moment. It's a locker room statement. It's bad. There's no defending it. He said himself he's embarrassed by it, and frankly he should be. But what we're looking at now is who is the person who is the one that we want to choose to set the policy for our country. You know, a carnal man has said carnal things in the past. If in fact he has become a Christian, I feel a whole lot more comfortable, especially given who he's now surrounded himself as his advisors. The key is this. It all comes down to who do you want choosing the justices of the Supreme Court. If you want to protect babies again in your lifetime, you have to vote for Donald Trump. Or sitting it out is enabling someone who will reaffirm Roe, who will make sure that we will never, ever have a chance to restore legal protection to children again in our life. And you can say, oh, I've stood on principles, and look how moral I am, and look at how righteous I am. And you can please a lot of men by saying, see, I can't be a part of someone who was once carnal. I can't be a part of someone who was once a sinner. No, what you're going to do then is have to explain to your children why the Constitution is shredded, why now we live in a police state without a thing called a First Amendment, a Second Amendment, a Fourth Amendment, a 10th Amendment. That's what we're looking at. We've got a choice, and the stakes have never, ever been higher.